I bought this cat for YouTube clout. Give us 1 million views. Give it.
Yeah,
Give it.
baby.
There's a cat in the video, therefore it can now do well. Piano cat.
Epic cat. Yeah, epic YouTube cat. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Cosmic Panel. I am here with Lukas once again to do the weekly comic pulls. This is for August 16th.
Imagine if I wasn't here.
This is, Lukas has just been a figment of my imagination.
Yeah, we're ripping directly from Eric Andre, and I'm Hannibal, he's Eric, and I am now no longer here.
Why are you booing? I'm right. What's your first pick, Lukas?
So my first pick is The Cold #1. It is a brand new Image Comics book. This is, as far as the pitch goes, something is killing the children horror vibes mixed with the Goonie styles adventure. But what I'm really excited for is the fact that Kelly Thompson's doing an indie book. Kelly Thompson, if you don't know, just got off of a 50-issue Captain Marvel run. From what I heard, I haven't read it myself, but everything that I've heard, it's been phenomenal. And this new artist, Mattia De Lulis, or Iluis, as you can see by the cover art, is phenomenal. The art looks amazing. So I'm really interested. The summary is pretty simple. It's basically just 5 friends going on a short trip, basically, near their home for the summer before they all leave for college. And yeah, apparently something happens. And as the summary says, it's a lie that will change their lives forever. So I'm excited to see what happens.
Is she still working on Black Cloak as well?
Yes, she is. She is still working on Black Cloak.
Cool. But yeah, this cover's crazy. That's the same artist as the interiors, huh?
Yeah, no, that's why I chose it. I was like, man, this looks insane.
Yeah. Sweet. Well, hope it's cool.
And they did the colors too, apparently, because there's only a letterer tied to this entire that is separate from Kelly Thompson and Mattia de Iluis. So Hassan Otsmain Eluau, I think I definitely butchered that name, but he's the letterer. So all the art is just going to be Mattia, which is sick.
First up for me is going to be Ghost Rider number 17. Weapons of Vengeance was more of a throwback story bringing us into the future. Yeah, you read it, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I actually read it this morning.
Cool.
It was good. It was fun. It just, yeah, it did feel like setup, but it was nice seeing the X-Men in the classic mansion
Yeah.
after so long.
The art was strong. I really liked seeing, I think it might have been a 2-page spread, but that nice page of Wolvie and Ghost Rider fighting in their classic costumes. Again, this is a classic matchup, but I definitely am curious what this thread is. First issue was a lot of setup. This is going to be a pretty short event. It's just a Ghost Rider book, a Wolverine book, and then an Omega. So hopefully this issue picks it up a little bit.
I mean, get in, get out. Both written by Benjamin Percy, who's been phenomenal in the books. The Wolverine book has been fun, and the Ghost Rider book has been really good. I've been really enjoying it, especially in the beginning part of it. I'm not sure if I've been enjoying it as much as the last couple chapters, but I think that's because he's been working on this. I think that might be why, at least in my opinion. So I'm excited to see where this goes. And also, I did kind of have a cover spoil something for me where it was kind of annoying, where it was Helverine. Did you see that? Yeah, I saw that and I got a little bit
I mean,
annoyed.
I saw that in the previews book months ago. It's like they just be putting shit on covers.
But also I was like, wait, that's never been done before? Like, I'm genuinely surprised that hasn't been done before.
Well, at least not with Logan. I mean,
No, but that's what I mean. Like,
there's that Red
I'm
Hulk.
surprised.
Yeah. There's that Red Hulk fusion I showed you where it was Red Hulk
Yeah,
and Venom.
the
and all
symbiote.
yeah. But
Yeah, but I'm just surprised without Logan because, like, I mean, his whole thing is his bones are coated with adamantium, so adding Hellfire to that probably is crazy.
yeah, I'm very curious to see how this proceeds.
Yeah, hopefully it's good. Next up for me is Batman Superman World's Finest number 18. Caught up on World's Finest today, and phenomenal end to that arc. Really enjoyed it. Really liked the idea that Batman defeated Amazo with a feedback loop. That was really smart, um, and really sick. And I'm really excited for the future of this book. So far, we got teased on two storylines. One with Thunderboy, where he comes back and it's Kingdom Come Superman and Batman, which, if you didn't know, Mark Waid was the original writer of Kingdom Come. And we also now have the current arc, which is going to happen, where it's the first time that Superman and Batman have met, which has been told plenty of times, yes, but it's always fun. It's always fun to see a different take on it, whether Batman's cautious, angry, and we haven't actually seen one that's been canon in this universe, in like the main comics universe, in so long. So honestly, with how many rewrites we have and how many reboots, this is the first time I think in like over since New 52 where we're getting an actual like canon. This is how they first meet.
Word. Yeah, I'm very curious to see how this arc goes. I think it'll be brief. I think he might do like a couple, maybe 1 or 2 issue arcs. Because,
Yeah,
like you said, they already teased some other stuff. So, unless this has Thunderboy return, I don't know.
yeah. Plus they have Travis Moore for this issue, and then the next one, and then Dan Moore can return. So I'm thinking this is just kind of like a little like break in between, so that Dan Moore can really work on everything else. And
Yeah.
you're gonna have your time now to. You're not gonna be forced to catch up to the entire book. Read
Yeah.
the older issues,
Yeah.
which I mean is not a bad thing at all. So you'll enjoy that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I really like the Thunderboy arc, so I'm happy that he's continuing that story. Um, and they had that cool reveal, which I don't know if I spoiled it for you like months ago on.
No.
Oh no, I didn't. Okay, cool.
Or if you did, I don't
Then
remember.
good. I will keep it that way. I didn't get it at first, and then I was like, I had to ask Brendan to fill me in, and
Hmm.
he was like, "Oh, that character." I was like, "Oh," like it clicked in my head, but. I don't know if you'll get it immediately. If not, you'll probably come to me and be like, "Hey, what is, why is this like a big reveal?" And I'm like, "Oh, this,"
Yeah. But, yeah, they didn't stop for Night Terrors, which is really weird. So,
which is
now.
great because Night Terrors has been really annoying at times.
No, it's nice, but now Dan needs his break. Mark Waid didn't want to take a break, I guess.
Dan needs his beauty sleep after all the Night Terrors.
And all his variant covers and everything he does constantly.
Yeah, how does this man? What does this man do in his spare time? Like, does he even have free time to
Sleep.
straight? Yeah, that's how this man does.
Yeah.
What's next for you?
Next up for me is Alpha Flight #1. A lot of Fall of X titles this week. Very exciting. Alpha Flight is a group that we have not touched on in the Marvel Universe for ages. The whole thing with the Krakoan Age is that every mutant is featured, but it looks like we still forgot some. Uh, and I didn't even think about it. But no, I really enjoy the Alpha Flight. Shaman is a really cool sorcerer character who's worked
I
with
was gonna
Doctor
say,
Strange and others before.
I
What?
don't know anyone other than Puck. Like that is the only character I know in Alpha
Yeah,
Flight,
no, these
and
are my guys.
Alpha Flight, Alpha Flight. Like I've never seen Puck in a costume.
Well, you do know Alpha
It's
Flight
really weird.
characters. Yeah, that's funny. You do know Alpha Flight characters though. North Star and Aurora are both
Oh,
Alpha Flight members. They're Canadian. Yeah,
oh, that makes sense. Okay, I guess I never realized that. Yeah, I only got to learn about them through X Factor. So
gotcha. But hopefully we get some North Star Aurora action. Obviously they were in X Factor, so that would be really helpful to get some catch up with them. And then of course we don't know what happened with these characters with the rest of the Alpha Flight when Charles forced everyone through those gates. So we got Guardian, Puck, Shaman, and Snowbird featured on the cover. And yeah, very curious to see what they've been up to, especially with a sleeper series like Children of the Vault, really surprising me and blowing me away. I've come to not underestimate any of these Fall of X books.
yeah, it seems like they were really saving all their hard hitting storylines for this. It kind of seems like they kind of reserved, pulled back a little bit from all the current books and kind of just loaded their guns ready for this. So other
And
than
I'll
the Iceman book, everything else has been phenomenal. That's the only one that's disappointed me so far.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, I can't wait. We're gonna definitely have to do like a whole whenever Krakoa Age ends, we're gonna have to do a calamity for that, which will be
that we'll do a video
interesting.
for.
To yeah, that will be. It's just 4 hours of you reading the entire omnibus of like all of the Krakoan Age.
Yeah, exactly. Now I'm gonna by then at least I'll have read all of Hoxpox, by the very least, and I
Yeah,
also have to read all of X-Men Red from the beginning.
yeah.
Um,
That one I would say is worth it because the first couple issues of X Men Red hit the ground running so well.
yeah,
It's so good.
but
But yeah, no, very very excited. X Men not. I was saying this the other day. Man, it's kind of strange that X Men is not its own universe. Like it feels so separate from the Marvel universe in so many unique ways that it kind of makes me wish that they were not part of the mainline universe. Like I wish being a mutant was a little bit more special than it's kind of given because now that because other people can get powers. That's the thing. So it does take a little bit of that specialty away. Because it's like, why are you prosecuting the mutants instead of prosecuting anyone with powers? You know what I mean? But
yeah,
if they were in their own universe, I feel like it would be like, oh no, we're just prosecuting anyone with powers. Anyone with powers is a mutant. Like that's it. Um, but yeah, just interesting little thought process I had.
yeah. I got a lot more X-Men on my pulls this week, so let's let's shoot it back to Lucas. What is your next
Yeah.
pick?
Next up is Daredevil number 14. Fucking hate the numbering system at Marvel. If they had just kept with the same fucking numbering system, this would have been Daredevil number 50, which would have been the last issue of Chip Zdarsky's long running Daredevil run. Been going on for a while. Marco Cicchetto is coming back to draw this final issue. Everyone's coming back, and I'm really excited because Chip Zdarsky has made a phenomenal Daredevil run. I really liked it. It's been a lot more than what people expected um, in a lot of ways, but at the same time, it's been so interesting. The way it's crossed over with other books, Devil's Reign, stuff like that, has been interesting, and it's weird to see Matt in this almost strange predicament where he now basically has his identity back. He has his whole life back. Everything's kind of set up for him to return to New York. But the thing is that the Avengers, none of them will trust him, probably ever again. So now he truly is a lone ranger within this like world of New York. So it'll be interesting to see him tackle that with whichever writer takes him on next. But yeah, this has been a phenomenal run. I've been loving it. I have loved it, and can't wait to see how it ends.
I also, when you brought up the numbering, noticed that this is Legacy 662, so that means the next run is going to have the pleasure of Daredevil 666.
Oh, that's gonna be sick.
Which is cool that hasn't happened yet. I don't think I witnessed any 666 legacy numbering in my time of reading comics. So yeah, hopefully they got something planned for that. The next Daredevil team is taking over pretty soon. I don't know if you recall me showing you that Ramita Jr. cover.
Oh yeah.
And it's but the
Way to show my disappointment.
yeah. No, the interior artist is going to be Aaron Cooter, which I think is cool. I'm a fan of him. And then it's going to be Saladin Ahmed on the writing. So, interesting team. Yeah, September. That's what I thought. Yeah, so that starts in September. So,
Wow.
they're not giving him a break at all. Which is honestly surprising for Daredevil, but apparently Saladin has a story ready to go.
That's sick. I mean, as long as they don't pull a Donny Cates where they start promoting the next arc within this issue before this issue even drops, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, excited to see how this ends. Last issue actually saw him fight the Beast and we learned that there was a big twist that the fist and the hand both have demons that fight each other and both have demons that symbolize each other, and so it was actually the sister of the hand that was controlling Matt the entire time, leading him this way to purposely sacrifice himself so that she could take control of the underworld. But instead, he pits them both against each other and saves Foggy, saves all of them, revives them, but sticks behind to fight them both, to fight them off so that everyone else can get free. So pretty massive cliffhanger.
Cool. Did he bring Stick back?
Yeah, actually, yeah, he did. It was Stick, Foggy, and a bunch of other people.
Got to figure out a way to keep those old characters going.
No, literally.
Stick has no excuse to be alive. Sorry.
At this point, yeah, but yeah, no, I mean, it's the way comics work, so I'm kind of just used to it at this point.
No, for sure. I was just curious. Very cool.
Anyway, next for you.
I definitely got to read this run eventually. Next up for me, I have Dark X-Men #1. Not X-Men, but Dark X-Men. I'm very curious about this team in particular because we're getting some mutants that we haven't heard from in some time. Of course, I love me some Havoc. I love me some Gambit. Very curious how Gambit ended up with these guys. But we also got Azrael. We also got the robotic Wolverine, the cyborg Wolverine, a.k.a. Albert. And, of course, we got the Goblin Queen. So, very interesting grouping here. A lot of weird characters. So, I'm very curious to see what these guys will get up to. Obviously, the Goblin Queen has been able to keep her people safe after the events of the Hellfire Gala.
Yeah. It's pretty interesting to see where this will go because honestly, yeah, this is a lot of characters that we haven't seen in quite a while, honestly, even in the Krakoan age where we've kind of seen everyone. These are still characters that we've just not had any idea about. So it's definitely interesting to see. I've never heard of Steve Fox. I don't think he's, at least as far as I know, written anything I've read, but let me check real quick because
I mean, same thing with the Children of the Vault writer. I hadn't heard of them before. I mean, that team in general, but they both knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, no, I'm trusting them. Definitely. He wrote a bunch of. Oh, he wrote the X-Men '92 House of '92.
Okay.
The House of X version from the animated show. He wrote that.
Okay.
And then he wrote All Eight Eyes, the one with the hobos versus the spiders.
Oh, he did. Okay, cool. All right.
So he has some writing credits under it. It's not like he's new to the game. So, but still taking chances with more unknown creatives, writers. I like that. I like that a lot.
It says he's edited Department of Truth as well.
Oh, so there you go.
That's interesting. But yeah, very curious to see what these guys are up to. Again, Fall of X is showing all the angles. And also, where the hell has Azrael been this whole time?
No, seriously.
And also Archangel. I love me some fucking Archangel, so let's go.
Next up for me, I got Something Epic #4. But yeah, Something Epic has been phenomenal. Been really loving it. The creative team is just one person, Szymon Kudaransky, who has drawn and written this, and man, the art is fucking gorgeous. Like, oh my god. The creative vision is so clear. There's characters here that are obviously references or homages to certain other characters. This is truly just a love letter to film, books, anything media related. Truly just a love letter. And man, I really can't praise this book enough. This book makes me want to learn how to draw just because of how good it is. And while it's a simple story, it's a very, very simple story, it still holds a lot of weight, even with the fact that when you break it down, the story with Danny doesn't really transcend to such a long-running epic or anything like that. It's just a simple story about him dealing with the death of his mother and learning about the fictional world becoming reality. But it it's really well written. It's just phenomenal, and the illustrations are worth it alone. What's next for you?
Next up for me is going to be X-Men Red number 14. Uh, this is a highly anticipated issue for me because Lactuca sent away Storm and several of the other main mutants on Arakko to somewhere, and we don't know where, and we didn't find out where in the Hellfire Gala, so the mutants were severely, lacking because they didn't have Storm to help. Obviously, Storm is incredibly powerful and would have helped at least turn the tide a little bit, I would think. So, X-Men Red 14, hopefully we're going to find out where everyone is, Storm and company. And can they help with the Gala fallout? And we also found out in X-Men, the main X-Men book, that Orcus is finding mutants and just throwing them on Arakko to get rid of them, to get them off Earth. So obviously we'll need some follow-up on that as well.
I think if Storm was at the Hellfire Gala, that would have actually not been good because I feel like Nimrod would have killed her. And while I love
fair.
Storm, I love how powerful she is. She doesn't have a resurrection. Like if she dies, that's it. Like that's it. So even with like other characters like Iceman, he can be resurrected, etc. Like her, she's dead. That's it. Like it's over. So I'm kind of glad that they didn't let her go to that because I feel like Nimrod would have been like, I got this vibranium staff that can handle all the electricity that you and like would have killed her with something like that. So
Yeah, that's fair. So yeah, this is it's a Doug situation where, the X-Men have an ace in their sleeve now, effectively. So, and
yeah,
I would also mention that at the end of the Immortal issue, we found out that the mutants are not dead, but they're definitely split up somewhat because Exodus said that the rest of the 5 weren't there. It's just him and Hope and Destiny leading a congregation of mutants.
like a pilgrimage, which is I think very fitting that Exodus gets to basically lead these mutants to a new Messiah, to a new
Yeah,
haven.
very
Very
interesting.
fitting for his religious outlook.
Yeah, so really cool. And if we just get the continuation of that in Immortal, I'd be surprised. I might think it would bleed over into the main X book as well, because again, it seems like they're split up somewhat. So X-Men Red, another X-Men book on my list.
Yeah. My final pick for this week is Something is Killing the Children, number 32. This book, every time I think that it can't get crazier, just fucking notches it up another level. Cutter, the main villain, is just straight up slaughtering people in the streets now. Like, without any remorse, she just slit a cop's throat in front of everyone right next to the police station. And she has seemingly just lost it. And on top of that, we're still dealing with the monster that looks like Erica that is killing children. And on that front, Erica is also finding an ally in someone that she is not expected to ever find, which was one of the White Masks, the leader of the White Masks. I always forget her name. But yeah, she's basically coming over to be like, hey, Erica, we need you to kill Cutter because if you don't, she's just a wild card. And the dragons, who are the head of the entire organization, did say, um, doesn't matter who dies, as long as one of them does, because either way, it's a win. They get rid of Cutter or they get rid of Erica. So Erica has to win. If she doesn't, she's dead, obviously. But if she still beats Cutter, she's still gonna have the reputation of a kid killer. Like it's already been mass publicized and everything. So she's really gonna have no refuge.
Wow,
Yeah, book is a slow burn, but when it hits, it hits.
nice. You think it shows no signs of stopping? I mean, 32 is pretty deep for an indie series.
I don't think so. I think after this major arc, they're going to be taking another break. But I can still see this book still going. This book has only gone through, outside of like a flashback arc, only 2 arcs.
Hmm. Okay.
which is it's very much like it's a very slow burn book, like I said, but it gives you time with the characters and makes you interested in the characters. Originally, this book was only supposed to be one arc. That was it. It was supposed to end after the original arc, and then obviously blew up. It did so well that James Tynion the fourth and the artist decided to keep going. But yeah, since they don't do backup artists for this book at all. It's always Weather de la Dera. It's definitely very taxing for them. I'm hoping that James Tynion takes a break from this and comes back to Department of Truth. But either way, very excited.
Nice. All right. Well, that brings us to the final pull, my final pull, Uncanny Avengers #1, of course, by Jerry Dugan.
And it is another Fall of X book.
And of course, it is another Fall of X book. Javier Garron and Jerry Dugan, I think, are a tight team. Jerry Dugan, of course, wrote the last volume of Uncanny Avengers. This will be volume 4. I have all of the first 3 volumes in physical, so I got to pick this up physically too, because got to complete the set, got to be completionist. No, I love this team. They always come up with really interesting combos. It is a bit of a shame because the only Avengers representative here is seemingly Cap, but still, where the hell's Quicksilver been? Where has Penance been? And of course, we saw a little bit of Rogue.
No, we knew where Penance has been. X Corps.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
I forgot
she's
that
been
was
in charge of X Corps with Angel.
Okay, but I forgot that was.
And then she was helping Forge during one of the X-Men books recently.
Okay, but a very interesting grouping nonetheless. Deadpool, of course, loving to work with Cap once again. He was in the last volume as well. But yeah,
last time he worked with Cap, it didn't end so well. But I digress.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm very curious to follow up on the Captain Krakoa imposter storyline. I want to know who that is, if he's even significant himself, or if he's just part of a larger plan.
I'm sure that we will get spoiled through a variant cover very easily. Very soon.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure of it. There's a will, there is a Marvel way.
Nah, but this was set up what feels like a while ago now, all the way back in the Free Comic Book Day for Uncanny Avengers. So, yeah, very excited to read this book. Now, I had to reread the Free Comic Book Day, too, to be reminded of what they had already, shown.
What Cyclops did.
Yeah, stuff like that. So, yeah, Cyclops was kicked off the entire tower by Captain Krakoa, so awesome.
Yeah. And they fucking stitch his eyes closed in the most recent X-Men issue, which is pretty horrific, not gonna lie.
Yikes. But yeah, this is a big week for the Fall of X, so I'm very excited to get into it.
But who are the gods, though?
But who are the gods? We leave you with that question. Please comment below. Who are the gods? Let us know. We thank you for tuning in to another Weekly Pulls episode. Let us know what you guys are excited to read in the comments below, and we'll catch you guys next time.
See ya.